Hello, Squirrel Tribe. Long time no see. Today we're going to do something a little different and take it back to the roots of this channel. And we're going to walk into Walmart in a second because I want to show you guys how the prices of things have gone through the freaking roof. Now, I have this video. I want you guys to see this. This is from February 5th, all right? This video is inside this same Walmart that I'm about to go into from February 5th, and it has to do with the eggs. And I want you guys to see this. And I have not been inside this Walmart yet today. I'm going to go in there and record exactly the same stuff, and I want to compare the amount of eggs on the shelves and the prices, because I'm looking at, let me just put it to you this way. I'm looking at this post from Donald Trump on X that Benny Johnson reposted, talking about what the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, has come across with the wasteful money that the Biden-Harris administration shelled out over the last 4 years through USAID and whatever other implementations they were using to send money, launder money, whatever word you want to use here. And I need you guys to understand, if I go into this Walmart today and the prices of the eggs are even more expensive than they were on February 5th, it is not Donald Trump's fault. It is the fault of everything I'm about to read you here, because it takes time for that just complete bend over to catch up. So listen to this. U.S. taxpayer dollars were going to be spent on the following items, all which have been canceled, thankfully. But things like this have already gone through. Look, this is what the Biden administration would have put through if Kamala Harris had won. She would have kept up with the same stuff. $10 million for Mozambique voluntary medical male circumcision. $9.7 million for UC Berkeley to develop a cohort of Cambodian youth with enterprise-driven skills. $2.3 million for strengthening independent voices in Cambodia. $32 million to the Prague Civil Society Center. $40 million for Gender Equality and Women Empowerment Hub. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. We've got $486 million to the Consortium for Elections and Political Process Strengthening, which includes $22 million for inclusive and participatory political processes in Moldova, and $21 million for voter turnout in India. Now, $29 million to strengthening political landscape in Bangladesh, $20 million for fiscal federalism in Nepal, $19 million for biodiversity conversation in Nepal, $1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia, $14 million for social cohesion in Mali, $2.5 million for inclusive democracies in Southern Africa, $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia, and $2 million to develop sustainable recycling models to increase socioeconomic cohesion among marginalized communities of Kosovo, Roma, Ashkali, and Egypt. Let me explain something to you. Thankfully, Donald Trump won the election on November 5th, 2024, or else this would have been money that had been shelled out in 2025, 26, 27, 28, whatever. But things like this were paid for over the last 4 years under the Biden-Harris administration. This amount of money is nothing compared to what they were sending out for, we've talked about it before, what is it? Not magazines. Comic books in Peru, and a transgender opera in someplace, I don't remember where. Millions upon millions of dollars being sent to other countries for things that do not matter, yet no money being spent here on, I don't know, fixing our electric grids and making it so that they don't go down when too many people are using electricity, or it gets too cold, or it gets too hot. Fixing the areas that have been affected by natural disasters, Lahaina, Hawaii, East Palestine, Ohio. Let's talk about now we have Pacific Palisades in California. What about everywhere in North Carolina after Hurricane Helene? Let's talk about places in Florida that need help, places in Texas that need help, places all throughout our entire country that need help. Or let's talk about if we weren't spending so much money over the past 4 years on stuff that doesn't matter, we would not be paying through the nose in taxes, whether it's sales tax, property tax, income tax, whatever tax, car tax. We are taxed when we work. We are taxed when we buy stuff. We are taxed when we take Social Security, I think. I'm not on Social Security yet. I know Donald Trump is trying to do away with Social Security tax. You can't do away with it if it didn't exist, so I have to assume Social Security tax exists right now because of the Biden-Harris administration. Anyway, we are taxed on absolutely everything. Thankfully, Donald Trump wants to do no tax on tips, which is lovely, but they're overtaxing the crap out of us so they can pay for this dumb stuff that they're sending to other countries, and it's absolutely ridiculous. If we want our prices of eggs to come down, you know what we have to do? Quit taxing everybody so dang much. And that's what Donald Trump is trying to do. You also need to make sure that you're not getting completely reamed with tariffs from other countries, especially if you're not tariffing them back accordingly. which we talked about a couple days ago. Donald Trump said tit for tat, basically. You want to tariff me this much for that, I'm going to tariff you that same amount for that. And that to me makes perfect sense. The more we can bring in through tariffs, the less we're going to have to pay in taxes. The more we can drill, baby, drill, the less we're going to have to pay for delivery costs, which should, in theory, bring down the cost of everything else. So this, I want you guys to hear this. You guys ready for this? This is what it was February 5th when I went into this Walmart for eggs. Play. Volume. Maybe. Hold on. Oh, let's try again. Try again. Yeah, I just wanted you to see. I'm at Walmart for the eggs. And normally there's a shit ton of eggs. And right now there's not, but they do have organic, so I'm happy. I'm going to grab some of those. 55 cents each is not the best price ever, but at least they have them. Normally that whole joker over there is filled with eggs, no eggs. So very few eggs, even at Walmart, which is absolutely ridiculous. And then the price of them, wait for it. I'm not trying to make out dizzy, I promise. The price is, that doesn't really tell me. All right, so $6.72 for 18 regular eggs at Walmart is a lot of money for Walmart eggs. But wait, it gets better, y'all, because look, I did not realize. Here we go. All right, so I did find some boxes. These are the, wait for it. How many count? The 60 eggs, right? Yeah. $21.97. They are back to 2022, ever-loving minds lost. Can you imagine paying $22 for 60 eggs? When I remember in the beginning of this channel, like I said, the beginning of this channel, for those of you who are new and may not know, it hasn't always been politics. In the beginning of C19, I was going out into the stores and showing everybody what the prices look like, what the supplies look like, because it was a scary time for a lot of people and people were afraid to go out. And I was like, well, let me do it for you because I'm not scared. I was younger. I feel not nearly as young now, but I was younger, healthy, everything else. So I wanted to help in any way I could. So I would go into the stores, whether it was Walmart, it was Costco, it was Sam's Club, Kroger, Ingles, whatever you could think of, and numerous other places. We would hit up regular place, I don't even know, gas stations and regular stores and whatnots, right? And I remember distinctly the prices of eggs in the beginning, a 60 count box you could get for all of $6 to $9, and that was crazy. Then it went up to like $14 or $16, I remember, and we thought that was ridiculous during C19, that it was $16 for a box of 60 eggs. And now on February 5th, that was all of 12 days ago, they were almost $22 for 60 eggs. Are you on crack? That's the only question that I have. So now we're going to go see what they look like in here. You got to find ways to get your protein. I understand. I eat eggs all the time. I eat eggs, I eat chicken, I eat ground beef, I eat all these different things. And when the things that give you the best kind of macros, proteins, fats, carbohydrates, they become so incredibly expensive that you can't eat them anymore or afford to buy them. That really sucks, especially for people who need to eat a certain way in order for their health. I know for me, I have, since hitting 43 or even 42, I have put on significant weight. And so I'm doing everything I can right now, trying to find different ways to eat, work out, whatever, in hopes of fixing whatever's going on with this perimenopause or premenopausal metabolism and everything else. So I'm focused on good proteins and things like that, lower carb for myself, lower refined carbs, less processed foods. So when egg prices go through the roof, it stings a little. I'm not even going to lie. But right now, I want to go in and show you guys what the prices are right now in Walmart and what the shelves look like in accordance to what the prices are doing and what they're saying is going on with our supply thing. Because we've already heard, I talked to you guys last week about, they're saying that bird flu is why the egg prices are so high because they're having to cull all the chickens again. Still have not seen any proof of any of this. So right now it's just them talking out their mouths and hoping everybody believes it. But we're going to go look. Please hold. All right, so I'm walking into the Walmart here. I don't know if you guys can see, but they have that big red bus thing where you can go donate blood. I'm curious if they'll still take any blood or only specific blood. You know what I'm saying? All right, it's time for the moment of truth. Let's see what happens here. Try not to show a bunch of people on here. Don't mind the ground for just a second. A lot of bacon, weirdly. Oh, and we got some eggs, but where's the price? Hey everyone. As you already know, RFK Jr. has been confirmed and sworn in, and it's clear that the United States is undergoing a significant recalibration in how we think about health, especially with the Trump administration's focus on healthcare reform. Now, this shift led me personally on a search for new, innovative, and exciting companies in this space, and I discovered something remarkable that I want to share with you guys because I love you. So today we're talking about Promino Nutritional Sciences, which trades, in case you guys are curious, under the ticker symbol MUSLF in the US on the over-the-counter markets and securities, and MUSL in Canada on the Canadian Securities Exchange. Promino Nutritional Sciences is a fascinating case study in health innovation and the sponsor of today's video. All right, so first off, the research and development behind Promino's product line is really impressive, really impressive to me, especially because they took 17 years of clinical research at the University of Arkansas, right here in the good old US of A, backed by a $20 million budget to develop their proprietary formulation. Now, here's where it gets even more exciting. Promino Nutritional Sciences, despite having products on shelves generating revenue in both the US and Canada, has a market cap of just $7 million. That's right. A company whose R&D alone cost $20 million is now valued at less than half of that. Tell me, how often do you see that happen? Now, Promino's founder secured the rights to a patented molecular structure for protein-based science, making their product the only peer-reviewed, clinically studied protein of its kind in the world. Originally funded by NASA, with over 25 human clinical studies and holding both US and worldwide patents, Promino's achievements are backed by solid science. And you know what else is really impressive? Their retail presence. Here, take a look at this. Now, Promino Nutritional Sciences products are clinically proven. Big deal. Clinically proven, 2 times more effective than whey protein. They're sugar-free and they're low-calorie. And according to research by tastemakers and Nielsen IQ, Promino's Rejuvenate product not only met but exceeded customer expectations in taste and acceptance. Now, consumers particularly love the idea of a dairy-free protein drink. Hello, same. Finding it refreshing and easy to consume. Now, Nielsen's IQ data shows Rejuvenate outperforms 67% of their database with high purchase intent and frequency among consumers, leading to significant sales. Now take a look at this because numbers and actions always speak louder than words. So Promino Nutritional Sciences has a retail footprint that is the envy of most CGP, which is consumer packaged goods, you guys know, most CGP businesses, in my personal opinion. Now go ahead, research this company. Now in its first year, Rejuvenate sold 2.3 million units, generating $19.5 million in the US alone, with a 30 to 35% increase in the second year to over $25 million. Moreover, this company has attracted world-famous athletes like Jack Eichel, Jose Bautista, and Kirk McLean as brand ambassadors. And, y'all, check out the really cool chart here. This shows the digestibility and quality of their protein measured by the DIAAS score, which is 321. Promino Nutritional Sciences significantly surpasses those of whey, soy, and pea proteins, offering superior protein delivery. As always, I am encouraging you to do your own research into Promino Nutritional Sciences. But look at the sales growth chart. Take a look at this, seriously, and then delve into their patents and understand their market position. Remember, always conduct your own due diligence. The market cap of Promino Nutritional Sciences, ticker again, MUSLF, might just be the tip of the iceberg for what could be a groundbreaking opportunity in health and nutrition. Check it out, y'all, and let me know what you think. And thank you, Promino Nutritional Sciences, for sponsoring today's video. The price has actually gone up. It is now $8.94 for an 18 count. That's interesting. And the organic eggs are still here at $6.72 for a 12 count, but still a lot of empty space. Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all. So they do have some of the 60 counts. There's all of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes. Look at $27. It has gone up $6 for these eggs since February 5th. These people have lost their minds. Everyday low price is my ass. I was not expecting that. I don't know if y'all were, but I was not expecting that. So those things have jumped significantly. So the 18 count jumped up, what, like $2 or something? But the 60 count jumped up $6. That's a lot of jumping in 12 days. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. I normally get eggs at Whole Foods because I like the organic ones personally myself. And I can get the pasture raised or I think everywhere now is almost cage free, except for those blue boxes of Walmart. Those aren't cage free. But the pasture raised ones I love. They are normally pretty expensive. It's normally, for the pasture raised ones, I think it is like $7 or $8 for a 12 count. I will normally go down to the non-pasture raised and get the outdoor access, I guess is how Whole Foods calls it, but the organic either way for like $6. They're normally, y'all, $5.79, but the last time I was there to get eggs, they had gone up to $6.79 for a 12 count. So those have gone up. I have not gone back since we're in the process of moving. I'm not trying to buy a bunch of stuff for a refrigerator that I just have to take from the apartment to the house, right? And I don't want to break them, so I'm waiting until we get into the new house at the end of the week, and then I'll go full on food shopping, right? I am not looking forward to buying eggs now, I'll tell you that much, but I want people to really understand, because you have a lot of people trying to blame this on Donald Trump. Elizabeth Warren is notorious for it. Her and Chuck Schumer, for some reason, cannot keep the word eggs out of their mouth along with the name Trump at the same time, all over social media, especially on X. They're posting all this crap, right? And they keep trying to say that it's his fault that the eggs are the price that they are, and it's like, how? But exactly how? And they have yet to explain how it would be Donald Trump's fault that the eggs are as high as they are. Now, over the Biden-Harris administration, watching the egg prices go through the roof, we know exactly how it was their fault because of all of the money that they were shipping off to other countries. It has a lot to do with our inflation and the push for the bird flu and all this other stuff. Donald Trump has not had any issues with bird flu. We're talking about it, none of this stuff. I want you to hear what he did have to say, though, because Fox News has this when he was in Palm Beach. This was, I believe, yesterday after the after Daytona 500, and I want you to hear what he had to say, because they asked him specifically about eggs, because, you know, everybody wants to know.
I've been here for 3 weeks, and when you saw the inflation numbers, I've been here for 3 weeks. I have had nothing to do with inflation. This was caused by Biden. I had 4 years of virtually no inflation, so I'm just taking over. But I'll tell you what, this country has made more progress in the last 3 weeks than it's made in the last 4 years, and we're respected again as a country. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All day long, I agree with that. It's crazy how everything is, but I will say that I don't remember bird flu during the Trump administration. From 2016 to 2020, I don't remember there being anything with bird flu or crazy eggs, and then all of a sudden C-19 hit and everything went crazy with prices and all this other stuff, and it's just weird to me how the last 4 years have been not the most trying economically. Obviously, we had the Great Depression in the 30s. That was probably a little bit more difficult than the last 4 years, but overall, it has been a crazy economic roller coaster for the last 4 years, and I am very interested in seeing what's going to happen for the next 4 years. When you have Donald Trump coming in and renaming the Barack Obama USDS to the US DOGE S, basically is what it is, United States Department of Government Efficiency Services, instead of the United States Department, I don't remember what it stood for with Barack Obama. We talked about it last week, but I cannot remember. But Donald Trump came through and took that whole USDS that Barack Obama had put in place, and he renamed it and recalibrated it, if you will, for DOGE. So Elon Musk could come in and try to help clean up this economy. And a lot of people are worried. They're like, why are you going to let some guy who wasn't elected in? Well, actually he was. Donald Trump told you what he was going to do during the election process. I knew that Elon Musk was coming in and going to have something to do with cleaning up the financial aspects of the United States. And so when I voted for Trump, I voted for Elon Musk at the same time. I voted for RFK Jr. to come in and make America healthy again. I voted for Tulsi Gabbard to come in and do her thing. I voted for Kash Patel to come in and do his thing. I voted for all of them when I voted for Donald Trump. They are a package deal, right? But what's crazy to me is how many people are worried about Elon Musk coming through, and they're like, but he's not a politician, he's not this, he's not that. How could he help the country? And I'm like, this man is a billionaire. This man used to own PayPal. This man owns X. He bought Twitter, turned it into X. He used to own PayPal, sold it for money. He owns SpaceX. He owns Tesla. All these different things. The man is a business genius, and he knows how to save money and make money. Yes, I want that. Helping our economy figure out how to clean itself up, how to, like, there's all these apps. I'm sure you guys have seen it. There's these commercials for these apps. They're like, hey, listen, do you know how many subscriptions you have? And you're like, oh, I think I have like 3 or 4. And it's like, download this app and we can tell you exactly what your subscriptions are and we can help you cancel them. A lot of money is being spent in a lot of places that people don't realize it's there. I know if I were to do this whole thing, I don't remember what it's called, where it's like they tell you what all subscriptions you're paying for. There's probably 1 or 2 that I have forgotten about and don't even realize that are there, that I'm paying for either yearly or monthly. And when it happens, I'm like, oh crap, right? That is what Elon Musk and Donald Trump are trying to do. They're trying to go in and find those expenses that are going out that this country does not know that it's paying for or does not need to be paying for. And they're going to nip it in the bud and cancel it. And then guess what? That money is no longer going out. That money is staying in. That money is going to go towards, get it, ready? Making America great again and making America healthy again and bringing down the price of everything. It's going to have the biggest trickle effect known to mankind, I believe. I think it's going to be an amazing 4 years economic wise. I hope so. I just saw yesterday where they said a certain state, it's a blue state because they posted it like a bunch of a-holes. They're like, oh, now it's your turn, red states. But some blue state said they're doing away with property taxes. Property taxes to me are a huge deal, especially for people who have already retired, paid off their homes, are living off of Social Security or their retirement funds, whether it's their 401k or whatever they had, checking, savings, their assets that they have, whatever it may be. Those property taxes a lot of times have been the make or break for people. Let's just pull out numbers here. Let's say you're 85 years old. Your house has been paid off for decades upon decades because they did not used to cost as much as they do now. A house in 1940, 1950, all the way up until 1980 was what, like a tenth of what it is now? Yeah, your interest rates were probably higher, but you weren't paying out the wazoo to own the same square footage and the same amount of bedrooms on the same piece of land back then that you are today. Today, it's absolutely ridiculous. But let's say you bought a house in the 50s, you paid it off after, or heck, let's go 80s. You bought a house in the 80s, you've paid it off, you're now retired, and now you are on Social Security and your 401k and your whatever else. And you have $5 grand coming in. I don't even know the right number here. Let's just make up a number. Let's say you have, I don't know how to do it. We're going to just fake it here. You have a certain amount of money coming in and it has to still cover your health care, which is expensive. The older you get, the more your health care costs. So you have to cover your health care. You still have to cover your groceries, your electric bill, your phone bills, your water bill, your dentist, your hearing aids, your whatever else, life in general. And at the end of the year, you know you have to pay these property taxes and you don't have money left for it. They will evict you, move you out of your house, off your land, foreclose on you, whatever else. And your house is paid off. You should not be having to pay property tax on something that's already paid off. Like, that's absolutely stupid to me personally. I don't understand why that's the case and why that's what is done, because the government tries to find ways to tax you out the wazoo. So again, they can continue sending millions upon millions of dollars to other countries who should just figure out how to make their own money. It's not up to me to pay for my neighbor. It's up to me to pay for me, and me being the United States of America. I would much rather put in money that's going to help this country specifically and its citizens versus other countries or non-citizens in this country. So, you know, there's a couple different ways to look at that. But at the end of the day, the egg prices are not Donald Trump's fault. Whatever the mortgage prices are, they're not Donald Trump's fault. But I fully believe that over the next 4 years, we will see much better pricing for everybody. I think we're going to see a nice shift in people being able to enjoy life again. Like, it's gotten so hectic over the last 4 years with trying to figure out how to eat. It's like, do you eat or do you put gas in your car? Do you have health insurance or do you have a place to live? Because everything has been so crazy expensive. And I'm hoping that over the next 4 years, we see a evening out. I'm not even trying to ask for, you know, a ton of money in my bank account or in my pocket. I'm asking for an evening out where I'm not spending more than I'm making because the cost of living has outpaced what everybody's making from their jobs or whatever else. So that's that. I don't know. I'm excited for the next 4 years. That's what it comes down to, and I think it's going to be great. Look at this. I saw this earlier, and I don't know where this is. This is $19 for one single organic strawberry. Again, crack. It must be just running wild in places. They want, for one strawberry, one organic strawberry in this little container, 19 something dollars. Oh, so this is in a completely different country. $98 for a whole case of them. Crazy. I did see that there is, was it Massachusetts? Was it Minnesota? A state that starts with an M, I'm pretty sure, has started making, growing strawberries, the hydroponic, I'm making up words again, the vertical way as opposed to horizontal. So no soil needed, no fertilizer, none of these things. They're growing them like greenhouse style, and they're saying that they taste just as good as ones grown in the soil, and they are not crazy expensive. But my thought process is, if we continue moving away from the way the earth was intended to be used, which is growing things in the ground with soil and everything else, and we're moving to indoors and we're moving to different ways of growing, are we going to start losing all of the minerals? Because we already know with all of the genetically modified everything that's going on with the food, and the bioengineered is the other word they like to use, that we're losing a ton of minerals along the way. The more you process something, the more minerals you lose from it. The more you cook it, the more minerals you lose from it. So if we then stop using the soil, the earth, to grow the food, do we lose even more minerals and vitamins and stuff? It's very interesting, and I'm curious to see how RFK Jr. is going to tackle all these things, and how transparent he and the HHS are going to be. The what is it? Health and Human Services. I'm curious how transparent they are going to be with what's going on, because so far during the Donald Trump presidency, everything has been pretty transparent. He posts on X, he posts on Truth Social. Elon Musk is posting everywhere. Most of the people, whether it's Sean Duffy, I think, is the new transportation guy who took over for Pete Buttigieg, and Pete Hegseth, they're all posting very often on social media accounts so that we can see exactly what's going on, being kept up to date with stuff. I love the transparency of it all personally, knowing that on this day this happened, tomorrow this is going to happen, the next day this is going to happen, and having the dollars and everything else along with it, I think is great. So it's a good start to this presidency, in my opinion, and I'm looking forward to those egg prices coming back down, because $28 almost for 60 eggs is crazy, y'all. Anyway, I love you. Y'all have a good day. Goodbye.